we talked a little bit about it. It's just been that month. We got a lot going on. We got so many games we've already been playing. We have to play. We got to finish. It's grind time, dude. It's grind time. I feel like we had this really low point in the summer. Really low point in the summer.
Felt slow. You start your streams, not know what you're playing.
Yeah, dude. Like
you be excited for anything.
You get 4 hours into a stream, you look over and you're like, oh man. Or like, you know, you get a couple hours in the stream, you look over and you're like, man, I've only been streaming for 2 hours.
Dude,
feels like I've been streaming.
2 hours.
I've been streaming for 8 hours, bro. Games are boring right now. Like there's nothing holding my attention. And then this one, man, this time right now, I feel like we've had so many just really good games. And like we're starting to get the release of games.
It's starting to ramp up.
It's starting to ramp up. There's a lot on the horizon. There's going to be, and I mean, it's already began. We've already done, I mean, you said it. We did a 12-hour stream. I did a 10-hour stream last night where I'm already 4 hours in. I'm sure there's going to be another 10-plus hour stream tonight. It's just going to be, it's ridiculous. So, and then Gears of War 5 release. And then, you know, what else we got?
Releases,
2K20 releases.
3.
Borderlands 3 co-op. I don't know why I said co-op like that. Co-op. You know, it's nuts, man. There's so much.
Call of Duty releases next month.
Call
then
of
Pokemon
Duty
comes out, and we still haven't even beaten Remnant.
Dude, and we got to beat Remnant. I wrote that down to beat. I know. That actually reminds me. So, I don't know if it's just like, because I don't know. I think I'm kind of getting over the BR thing now. Like, I've been enjoying PUBG, but it's because there hasn't really been any other games to play, and I'm like,
right.
I kind of want a competitive, quote unquote, competitive shooter, competitive game to pick up, and like PUBG is kind of my kind of pacing right now. Like Apex, I'll be honest, man, I think I'm too old for Apex. Like it's a full-time job for that game in Fortnite to be able to actually play it and be good at it. Like if you're not playing every second of every day, like it's just not fun. People are so sweaty. But like PUBG, it's a little bit slower. It's more for, you know, the old folk like myself, and I'm able to kind of like, you know, I don't know. I like it. So I've been playing a little bit of PUBG. But man, I think I'm just losing interest in the BR genre right now because there just hasn't been like a real new one that's caught my attention. Maybe if they released a new one that was like in the Modern Warfare, world, because I know they're possibly working on one in that new engine, that Call of Duty engine, that could be good. But like I've been missing games with friends, like us playing Man of Medan, us playing Remnant, kind of just like. It kind of reminded, it was so fun. It kind of reminds me of like, man, I just want to play fun games. Like I just kind of want to dick around with my buds and have a good time and not have it be so damn serious, you know?
That's what I think. BRs in general, they're just especially now that they found a way to make BRs, bring them into esports, and they're probably the most competitive and the most, the largest esports have ever been. Like you had games in the past like Halo and Call of Duty that were paving the way for esports, and now it's just like it's pretty much ran by BRs. You got like $30 million tournaments, you know?
Yeah.
And so everyone that's playing these games, they're like, I literally was talking to like my little brother's friends who like they don't stream or anything like that. They just play Fortnite. They're like, yeah, man, I want to get good enough to play in a tournament, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, there are people out there that play this every single day, and that is their one goal is to become good enough to win some money in a tournament or something like that. And I feel like they've gotten so competitive that that's the mindset even casual players have. So you can't just jump into a BR now and like do well at it, because everyone who plays it consistently is like very good at the game. And it doesn't mean it's a bad game. It just means that it's not fun for me to get my ass beat repeatedly. And so I go and play Fortnite now. Like if I'm with the right group of people and we can just have fun, cool. Like I'll enjoy myself. But then like you have people in chat that are like, oh, you suck. Why are you even playing it? And then I personally just don't like to lose.
Yeah,
and
same.
So
I'm too
my
competitive.
idea of fun is winning.
Yeah, me too.
And so if I'm streaming Apex for 8 hours and I haven't got a single dub, I'm gonna get a little irritated.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree.
And I think that's what is kind of like, if you're not grinding BRs or a particular BR, I feel like it's gonna be really hard to stay good at it, and that's what makes it
it's tough.
A little
frustrating. Like I said, it's like a full-time job. If you don't commit all your time to one of those games, you're gonna fall behind. Like meta's changed so often. Like it's just it's crazy. It's ridiculous. So I mean, I lost interest in Fortnite very quickly just because they changed so much. But now it seems like Fortnite is actually transitioning to be more casual, and they're trying to kind of nerf the competitive side of it, which is actually pushing out a large player base. And all the like a lot of the streamers are really upset about it. I don't really play the game, so I'm not totally sure. Like, I don't have an opinion on it, but I see, like, from a business standpoint, from Fortnite's perspective, from Epic's perspective, I see why they're doing it, because they're trying to cater to the larger casual gamer who want to just come in on a Friday night with their boys and play some Fortnite and not get killed literally within 2 seconds by these kids that are just building fucking skyscrapers.
Dude, what do they say?
In a second.
Cranking 90s?
Yeah, cranking 90s, like they want to, they want more people to be able to just hop in and play and have a good time. And I totally understand that. So it's a fine line. There's definitely a fine line. You don't want to change too much, but and Apex is just, man, there's so many players who are just playing it every single day nonstop. It's very, very, very sweaty. There's some people who are really good at that game now. And I think I fell too far behind, and I just have no interest in, like, grinding to try to catch back up. So I'm just like, I'll stick with my PUBG. But it doesn't really matter, because there's so many other games coming out that I think I really don't even have to worry about, like, what am I playing in terms of BRs. We've got Modern Warfare coming out, which we played the 2v2 alpha, and I wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel about that? But we'll get to that in 1 second.
Sure.
I just played through a game called Control. I know you haven't played that, but man, I had an absolute blast with that game. It kind of came out of nowhere, and I really, really enjoyed it. We got a lot of single player games coming up. I just watched gameplay for Dying Light and Cyberpunk. And those games are going to be fantastic. We got Gears 5 coming out soon, so that'll be a good, competitive PvP that I'll be able to sink my teeth into. 2K20, Borderlands. So there's a lot on the horizon in terms of games that we can play. So I really don't really mind, like, the lack of BR sustenance right now, since there's just so many other things we can do. But I have been losing interest in the BR genre. I really have.
Dude, it's understandable.
Yeah.
For all the reasons that I just explained. Like, they're fun. It's such a cool and interesting genre. It's literally, I mean, I'm going to give credit to Hunger Games right now, but that was like a worldwide phenomenon. And then all of a sudden we get to play that. It started, like, I remember, like, early on, like, the culling was one of my favorite games for a long time. Even Minecraft Hunger Games was a blast. Yeah. And then it kind of just, like, the whole genre just took off, and it's really, really been I don't want to say beat to death, but it's been beaten down.
I think the first, like, Hunger Game version, like, in a game was, I don't actually think it was Minecraft Hunger Games. I think it was DayZ Survival Mod. I could be wrong, though. Or DayZ Survivor Games or something like that. I swear that they built it into DayZ before Minecraft got it. Or Arma. It was first in Arma, I'm pretty sure. But I could be wrong. It was really close to Arma and Minecraft.
Time, man.
But Arma, I'm pretty sure Arma had it before anything else. And I played it in Arma too. Like, it was super fun in Arma too. You'd spawn in, like, this barn, and there'd be, like, a circle. You'd run into the barn, and there'd be a bunch of backpacks, and you would just you'd throw a backpack on and you'd just run, and the map was huge, and you would just run away. You'd be like, oh, I hope this backpack had something good in it. Sometimes the backpack would have, like, a pistol and 1 bullet. Sometimes it would have a can of food. Sometimes it would have, like, a grenade. Sometimes you'd get, like, an SMG or something. Like, you'd get something actually good, but then you'd have to run and, like, actually go find loot,
survive.
Yeah, and survive. And then the map would slowly bring you in. It was super fun, but it was super basic and early on. It was and it was in Arma, so Arma could be very, very buggy. But it was a good time. And I think that mod was actually based off of the Japanese movie Battle Royale, not Hunger Games. I could be wrong though. I don't know if you've actually ever seen that movie.
I haven't.
It's an old school movie. I want to say it was, like, made in the 90s, maybe maybe even, I don't know when it was made. I want to say 90s. But it's a Japanese movie. I think it's Japanese, and it's super bloody and gory, and, like, it's like a bunch of school kids, and they're put into a battle royale, and they have to survive. Like, it more or less, that's the premise. And it's
it sounds familiar. I might have seen it.
It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
So
maybe I'll watch it tonight.
It's actually really good. And then Hunger Games is obviously like the PG-13 version that's more famous, and it took off because of the books and the following of the books, and Jennifer Lawrence. So, but I think that's actually Jennifer Lawrence. But I think that's actually where it stems from. But